Hey folks, welcome back. So last week we finished off the week by getting our hearth and kind of our back heat plate, whatever that's called, getting that done. We laid some tile down for both of these. We got to get this thing up back in here. And then also we did some final painting on our window frames there as well. So these have been all sitting here for like 4 days now, I think, since we did that. So these should be good and cured up and ready to go, so we can walk around on our hearth and we can move this thing around over here. So that's kind of what we're going to work on today, is getting our back piece over here up on the wall. Over here we're going to have to add a little bit more framing around here to screw into and stuff like that. But let's get going on that. All right, well, we've got our back piece there in place, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. At least for a workshop, you know, this is not too shabby at all. Now, I will mention that I do kind of have some ventilation in back here, so that there's some spacers in between the screws that I put in. So that way, if I ever do finish off this back wall here, this back plate will actually be off of the wall like 1.5 inches or so. And then also at the bottom, I put a few pieces of broken tile along there, so there's like 1 inch or so of space between this back piece and the hearth. That way you can get some air coming up through there and up around behind it, and it will help keep things a little bit cooler. Now, this probably is not, you know, with the way I build it, it's not quite up to code for like a residence or something, but I have tried to do it in what is considered to be kind of a, you know, a safe way to have it so that everything's staying as cool as it should. Alright, so yesterday we got some snow, not a whole lot. It was mostly just ice that we got, so I did not try coming out here yesterday. I just decided that it really wasn't worth it, but today we're back at it again, working on the stove. I've gotten a couple of my parts that I'm going to need for hooking up the pipe, but some of that also got delayed yesterday because of the wintry weather. So hopefully that might be coming in later today, hopefully. But what we can work on today is I want to use a plumb line, a plumb bob, whatever, so that I can mark on the ceiling up here where the center of our hearth is. That way when I get the stove over here, I can get that centered on it, and then I know where the center is up on the ceiling, so we can run our stovepipe up through there. So everything's nice and lined up. But we want to do that first. Once we get that done, we can get our stove and we can get that moved over onto the hearth as well. All right, well that actually went a lot smoother than I thought it might. And I don't even think that we cracked any of the tiles either, which means that we did a good job of getting the adhesive underneath there, because if you get a good even layer of the adhesive under it and then kind of jiggle the tile a little bit when you're putting it down on there, and as long as you have good contact underneath the whole surface of the tile, if you add a lot of weight to it, it shouldn't crack. So I think we did that right. I think. But anywho's, that is in place now. So now all we need to do is get our pipe, get that up through the roof, cut our hole in there and do all that stuff, but we can't do that today. So what we're gonna work on next is I'm gonna have a chimney pipe brace up on the roof to help kind of stabilize that a little bit. I don't technically need it for the amount of pipe that's going to be coming out through there, but I decided I'd rather have it and not need it than find out that I actually needed it and see part of my chimney pipe laying in the neighbor's pasture over there. So I've got a few things together here. I need to make a couple little brackets that will hook to the roof, and then we'll have a couple pieces of rod that are going to connect over to the chimney pipe. So we got to get some of that stuff kind of cut and drill a few holes and then put a little bit of paint on that. Well, it has been, I think, 3 days now since that last clip, and we finally got our stovepipe and chimney pipe and all that good stuff that we need. It got delayed because of some snow, then for whatever reason it got delayed again, and then delayed again, and we even had a package come in from UPS again on the one day, and this stuff didn't come in with it, so I don't know what was going on, but the point is we finally got it here, so we are going to work on getting that hooked up and hopefully ready to go this afternoon. Well folks, we are just about out of light for today, so unfortunately we are not quite gonna finish off the stove project this week. We still need to get the brace up there, and that's probably gonna take a good while yet. It's gonna take at least a couple hours, which we don't have today. So we're gonna have to wait till next week to finish that up. It's really killing me because I really want to put a fire in the stove here, but without having the brace on there, I don't want to do it. So that'll have to wait till next week as well. Other than that, I'm not really sure what we're gonna be doing next week. Maybe work on windows or something too, but I don't know. We'll see. So this is gonna be it for this week. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.